Hey everybody, so how are ETs and religion compatible? They're not. that's, that's a simple answer. Absolutely not. They're not compatible. Religion is a human construct. Religion doesn't exist anywhere else. I mean, so it exists in other lower vibrational, lower reality worlds, planets, places, dimensions. It exists. But for the most part, the beings that you're going to meet, the galactics that you're going to meet, I've even had some that come to me, and I think Oberon was one of them. You can see his channel on my website. He's this like gorilla, gorilla like advanced human, not a Sasquatch, but like a silverback gorilla, more humanoid in form and advanced. I think it was him that I had to describe religion to, and he was like, "Well, why would you do that?" It might not have been him, but I think it was. And so there are some beings that have come to me, and like I say something about religion, and they're like, "What's religion?" Because they don't have that concept. It doesn't exist. Religion is a human construct meant to control. It's dogma. It's rules. It's control structures. Now you can be religious and just focus on what your interpretation or what somebody else's interpretation, which is usually the case, is that it's not even what is your interpretation of this book, this text. It's what is somebody telling you to interpret it as. It's a control. It's a program. So religion at its core, that's all it is for. And if you take out the spirituality aspects and just observe, you'll see that throughout history. That's what it's been used for. Now you have spirituality. Spirituality is connection to God, to source, unity, acceptance, uh, allowing yourself to live in connection and not be controlled, to be sovereign. Sovereign is one of the big things. Hopefully you can hear me. The rain's getting pretty loud. Sovereign is one of the big things. And I'll obviously check before I publish this reel. There's a beautiful rainbow out there too, that's been forming. So, and I can't flip it over, I'll stop the recording, but uh, sovereignty, and that might be a message for somebody too. Rainbows coming up while I'm talking. Sovereignty is the big thing. Religion does not promote sovereignty, it promotes your need, your following of a leader. It promotes this idea that you are somebody who requires somebody else to tell you what to do, how to act, to work for them, to give your energy to them, pay the tithings, pay the donations, whatever you want to call them, pay all these things. That's religion. It's not about sovereignty. It's not about self. It's not about unity with source. It's about separating you from source. Most religions take source, God, and separate it and separate you and make you go through somebody that is connected to that energy. Most of the time, I would argue that the majority of those people that are connected, aren't actually connected. They're just following what they've been told and taught to help teach you and keep you in the cycle of control. Spirituality is what galactics and others experience: oneness, unity, natural balance, sovereignty. They understand energetics, they understand source, they understand all of that stuff, and they understand that their experience is their choice, that nobody can control them, type of thing. It's for them. They choose to be in unity with each other. They choose to have societies. They choose to do these different things. They're not being told to do these different things. Spirituality brings it all back to sovereignty of self, to the individual who is God in expression, who is source in expression, who is connected no matter what. Religion divides you from your sovereignty, divides you from source, from that expression. So are ETs and religion compatible? No, not benevolent, and not in benevolent ways. Benevolent ETs will be like, what are you doing? Why are you following a religion? Why aren't you being sovereign? Why aren't you following the things that were taught? Jesus never set out to create a religion. Jesus was spiritual. Jesus was practicing spirituality, practicing compassion, practicing love, practicing the things that make you spiritual, practicing sovereignty. Others came, took the story, and used it to create more religion, to create more control, to divide people further, to create offshoots and divide people. The point was the spirituality. Are you following the laws of the universe? Are you following spiritual guideline or morals, I guess, following love, basically love frequency? Are you doing things out of love frequency, out of your authenticity, out of compassion, out of uh, reducing your reduce your ego, keep your ego out of it, be observational? Are you in a space of sovereignty and love frequency? That's not compatible with a benevolent society. um, Sorry, that's compatible with a benevolent society. The religion is not compatible with a benevolent society. If you are speaking in a way that divides people, that takes a text and tells them what to do, and not allowing them to be sovereign, that's not going to create a benevolent society. That's going to create a power structure. If you do anything that divides people from source, from God, and says that God is here and you are here and you need to do this to reach God, you need to use your energy and work for us to reach God, that's a power structure. That's never going to be a benevolent society. It's going to be corrupt. So, all of this stuff, when it comes to religion, you can be religious and not be sovereign, spiritual in nature. That's the struggle. A lot of people are just religious. They follow the leader. They're part of the power struggle. They're part of the system. Some people are religious and spiritual, meaning they have spirituality. They follow love frequency. They are sovereign. They believe they are of source and can connect to source, but they follow the religion because it fits to their moral structure, to their experience, but they're not following it. You'll notice um, people who are religiously spiritual, which is kind of even contradictory in a way, but people can read the Bible, believe a lot of it, and use a lot of it for their experience and be so called religious, but have this spiritual nature and enough of it to understand that the the power structures are separating them, that God is not about separation, that everything is oneness, and that you should operate from a love frequency. But they might still follow the core tenets, the books, the different followings. You know, Islam is very different than Christianity. Some people are extremely spiritual and will still pray in certain ways based on Islam, or follow the pillars and all these other things that are part of Islam. Christians will, you know, do the rosaries and all this other stuff and still be highly spiritual. Their religious, their religion, their rituals are tied to that, but they know they're sovereign. They know they're outside of that. So that's the key, is understanding religion as a core is a way of controlling people. Take yourself out of it. You can still use it for the rituals and the energetics of what resonate with you, but ultimately it is separation. Religion is separation, to keep you separated from source. So that's the long answer. Hopefully it helped. Love you all. Grateful for each and every one of you.